Today's horror story dub and narration is a biting finish from the EC Comics. If you enjoy the story, please do not hesitate to like, comment, hype, and subscribe. Anyways, without further ado, let's get right into this chilling tale. I hope you all enjoy. He could hear them now, the shouting of the enraged posse as they cursed through the brush, the bang of the slobbering bloodhounds, his scent strong in their nostrils.
The old house. If I can get there before they catch me, I can escape.
Suddenly, the house loomed up ahead, its rotted shutter hung crazily on windows whose panes had long since vanished. Its sagging roof leaned awkwardly. The crooked chimney was silhouetted against the cold moon.
No one knows about the tunnel. No one but me.
Bruno burst through the decayed door. The crash of the warm, eaten wood echoed through the empty house.
They're getting closer, but I've beaten them.
He made for the fireplace. It was a huge stone affair, covering almost one wall of the room.
The secret entrance that I discovered as a boy.
The steps were there, just as he had remembered them. He stumbled down, the rotted wood giving way beneath his weight. He plunged into the blackness.
Ah!
He lay at the bottom, in the darkness, panting. His right leg throbbed with pain. It was broken. Above the thumping of booted feet told him they were in the house.
They'll never find the entrance to this tunnel. It's my secret, all mine. Ugh, my leg.
Upstairs, he could hear the muffled voices, the confusion, the yelping of the hounds as they searched the house. Before him, the tunnel stretched out into the gloom.
Got to get moving. Got to get to the other end, to the river. What's this? A shovel? Good. I'll take it with me in case.
The tunnel Bruno was in was old. It had been used as an escape from the house during the Civil War, part of the well-known underground railway. He dragged himself forward.
I wonder how many others like me use this tunnel to escape from the authorities.
As Bruno crept through the black, thoughts flashed through his brain. Thoughts of why he was there, of how it had all started. He remembered it all so well. 5 months ago, that night at Ellen's house.
But Ellen, you must decide between us. We both want to marry you. You've got to pick one.
I'm sorry, Bob. You're both sweet. You and Bruno. I can't decide.
Yes, Bruno remembered. There in the darkness of the tunnel, he remembered his decision. He had decided to make up Ellen's mind, settle it, once and for all.
He's coming now. You'll never know what hit him.
As Bob had passed the spot where he had hid, Bruno had hurled himself upon him. Again and again, the lead pipe had come down, until Bob had moved no more.
Now, to dispose of the body, some place where they'll never find it.
Bruno had lifted his dead rival onto his shoulders. A plan had formed in his mind. He carried the body to the Civil War burial grounds.
No one gets buried here anymore. They use the new cemetery nearer to the town.
He had left the body and searched a neighboring farm. After having found what he was looking for, he returned with the shovel. Then he began to dig.
The grave marker says Thaddeus Godkin died 1867. There shouldn't be much left of him.
Soon, A hollow thud told Bruno he had struck old Thaddeus Godkin's coffin. He lifted the rotted lid.
Nothing but bones and shreds of clothing. This will do fine.
Bruno slid his freshly killed victim into the aged casket.
You and Thaddeus ought to be nice and comfy together, Bob.
Of course. They never found him. Bruno laughed to himself as he moved through the tunnel.
Who'd have thought to look in the grave of a man buried in 1867?
Then, Bruno thought of Ellen, of what he told her after Bob disappeared.
He's probably run off, Ellen. Maybe to the big city. This ought to show you who loves you the most.
I suppose you're right, Bruno.
The tunnel turned sharply. Bruno's leg pained him as he half crawled, half slid around the corner.
Almost to the end now. I remember, when I was a boy, this part passes beneath the old burying grounds.
And Ellen, he had married her soon after. He had been happy, so happy, until that morning.
Ellen, what are you looking at me like that?
You talked in your sleep.
Fear had stolen into Bruno's heart. It had crawled up his spine like a sliver of ice, had pounded in his brain.
What did I say, Ellen?
You murdered him, didn't you? You murdered Bob!
He remembered it so well, as if it were yesterday. But Bruno chuckled. It was yesterday. Bruno's brain, his thoughts reeled. He remembered how he had reached for her, how white her face had been, and her throat.
Yes, Ellen, I killed him, but you'll never tell anyone. Never.
Yes, her throat, her soft white throat. How easily he had slipped his fingers about it. How simple it had been to close them. Tighter, until...
She's dead.
And Miss Lane, sprying Miss Lane. She had been watching from her window. She screamed. He couldn't stand screaming. Bruno rushed from his house, snatching the bread knife from the table.
You mustn't tell either, Miss Lane. You'll have to die too.
Yes, it had been yesterday. He was sure of it now. Mr. Lane had seen him, standing over Mrs. Lane, and the knife, wet, sticky, red.
He killed her! Good Lord! You've got to stop him! He's mad! Mad!
Then, the posse, they chased him. He had hidden in the woods, but the bloodhounds found his scent. And then, he had thought of it. The house, the deserted old house with the tunnel he had found as a boy.
If I can get there before they catch me, I can escape through the tunnel.
And now, he was there. Soon he would be at the end, out at the river on the other side of the burial grounds.
The bloodhounds, they won't be able to follow my scent through the water. I'll wade downstream. I'll get away.
Suddenly, Bruno came to a stop. The tunnel ended.
Must have caved in. The heavy rains, the river overflowed 2 years ago. Got to dig myself through the rest of the way. Lucky I brought the shovel.
Bruno bent to the task of clearing his way through the caved-in part of the tunnel. He laughed to himself.
I'll bet the posse's looking for me at the back of the house.
The spade sank into the soft earth ahead. There wasn't much room to move around.
I'll have to switch the dirt from up ahead to behind me.
Then, the shovel struck it. It splintered under the blow. Bruno lit a match and peered at what he had found.
Wood, brass handles, studs. It's a coffin.
At first he was shocked, but then he remembered. The part of the tunnel did pass under the burying grounds.
Got to get it out of the way. Got to get by it.
The rotted and decayed wood gave way as Bruno pushed. His arm shot forward into the hole.
What the? Feels like a head.
The stench reached his nostrils. Funny, such an old coffin with a body not yet fully decomposed. His hand traveled over the features. They were pulpy and soft. Then the teeth closed down.
It's got my hand. It's biting me.
Bruno tried to wrench his hand free, to draw it forth from the coffin, but the teeth held fast.
It won't let go.
The blood was flowing now. He could feel the warm liquid running out over his wrist.
Sinking deeper, deeper.
He was screaming. No one would hear him. He knew that, but he screamed anyway. The pain was unbearable.
Yeah!
Up above, the posse was searching the burial grounds. The screaming drifted up through the black earth.
Ya hear that, Jed?
Sounds like a scream. Bruno was growing weak. Things spun before his eyes. He was dying. He was bleeding to death. He could hear the blood gurgling in the mouth of the corpse, but still, the teeth held.
Ill. Faint. Dizzy.
Soon, all was silent. Bruno was dead. The corpse relaxed its grip. Bruno's glazed eyes stared at the tarnished nameplate on the rotted coffin. It read, "The Dias Godkin died 1867. Hey everyone, thank you so much for watching. I'd like to take this time to give a very special thanks to my Patreons and YouTube members. The Last Sin Eater, Motosurf, Leo, Minue, Kago, Louise V, and Lady Scare. Thank you so much everyone, and remember, you're important and you matter. Have a great night everyone. Goodbye.